Good evening. How's everybody doing? Hi, Amir. Hi, Patsy. Hi, Liz. I see you on here. Welcome to the free masterclass today. Um, I'm going to wait just a couple minutes, for others to log in, to be able to join us today, but just for a couple minutes. And then we're going to get started with the webinar. Some other people may join us a little bit later. But yeah, I just wanted to take this time right now to have you go ahead and briefly introduce yourself and your business and what are you, what you're excited to learn on today's free masterclass. So I'm going to start with Patsy.
I become like an entrepreneur in this course of life, and I was always into marketing, so I think now it's time to get into photography because I was also interested into it.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and go with Liz. Can you hear me? I don't think I can hear you you don't have your audio connected. So we're gonna move on to Amir. Go ahead and introduce yourself, your business, and what you're excited to learn on today's masterclass. Amir. Hi, Lynette, and welcome to today's masterclass. Hi, Katira. What we're doing right now is just doing a brief introduction of, who you are and the type of business that you have and what you're excited to learn about on today's webinar. So I'm going to go ahead and go with Lynette, if you can hear me.
Hi, yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, yes.
Okay, great.
Go ahead with your introduction.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just popping in. I was just able to get in.
Oh, that's okay. So right now we're just doing a brief introduction of, yourself, your business, and then what you're excited to learn in today's webinar.
Oh, excellent. So so I'm Lynette Weddis of Lynette's Professional Touch, and I am a copy editor and writer. My business, I offer copy editing services, writing, as well as we have an educational division for early learners called Looney's Learning Annex, and we produce premium quality flashcards and learning and other learning resources for early learners, so preschool aged children.
Awesome. Congratulations and welcome to the call.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we have Katira Hawkins. Go ahead and introduce yourself, your business, and what you're looking forward to learning on today's webinar.
Hi, Karwanna. I'm Katira Hawkins, and I just maybe 2 years ago closed down my daycare, and I was doing foster care, but now I'm leaning towards selling hair. So I'm in the process of getting all my paperwork done and logos and everything else.
Okay. So for hair, cosmetology products. All right.
Yes.
Awesome. Congratulations. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and there'll be some others that will probably join us a little bit later. But I see Amir, you're able to go ahead and introduce yourself now.
Hey guys, my name is Amir Aziz. I'm driving right now, trying to make it to my mom in Pasadena. I have
entrepreneurial. Oh, I think you're probably in the mountains because we can't hear you.
Child, I have a business that I developed with my wife in the legal.
Okay, looks like we're probably gonna lose him. So he's driving, but I'm gonna go ahead and mute everyone for now, and then I'll come back towards the end with questions that you may have. And also there's a chat box. So if you're unable to talk on your, through your device, then you can actually, just post your chat at the box below. But also in the meantime, if you see that chat below, and if there's anything in particular, like for your industry, I'm actually going to be looking up some actual numbers for certain industries. I'm going to pick So if you want to just go ahead and jot down what industry you would like for me to look up contracting opportunities in, just go ahead and leave it in the chat box. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So sorry, Amir, I think your audio was going out. So I know you're driving, so you know, but thank you for the attempt. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with the webinar today. Let's see. All right, here we go. So thank you guys for joining. I'm really excited about sharing this information with you today because, you know, it's so important as a small business entrepreneur to just learn new strategies and ways to really grow and expand your business. Some of you have, you know, known me or have been following me and my company for, you know, some time now, but, you know, the information is so valuable. And really, by the end of this presentation, you're going to have a lot of great information to take away that you can implement in your own company. So just getting started today. Let's see. Okay, so here's a big promise for today that I want to leave you with. So today, I'm going to teach you how to get top paying clients into your business so that you can build a consistent income that's completely scalable, where you know you have income coming in month after month. So that's very important as a small business to know at least where you're starting and where there's room for growth, and that you at least have a stable income that you can easily scale up from there. And so with the strategies that I'm going to actually show you today, that these strategies and implementing this type of business model into your business gives you that security. So before we begin, I want you to get focused. I've already muted you guys, so you don't have to worry about silencing your phones, but and save your questions for the end. So if you have any questions, go ahead and either leave it in the chat box or just wait until the end. Make a note and wait to the end, and then I'll be happy to answer any questions that you will have or may have. So today what you're going to learn is how to land top paying clients for your business. You're also going to learn how much the government agencies spend on the products and services that you provide. These government agencies are top paying clients, and I'm going to show you exactly, like, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, how much they spend on the products and services that you're already providing and how to land them as customers. So you're going to see who those agencies are that cuts the big checks for your industries and know how to search for that information, and also what you need to do to participate in this $1 trillion industry that we call government contracting. So who is this for? A lot of people call themselves different names, but basically if you're self-employed, you're an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur who's looking to start a business. If you're a freelancer, a business owner, you call yourself a boss or a side hustle, you have a side hustle business, or if you're a depressed employee who's at work but don't really want to be there and just looking for something else to do or an opportunity to work for yourself and be your own boss. So this is definitely for you. So if you've been wondering, how do I grow my small business? Where can I find quality customers who pay top dollars? Can I really turn my hobby into a paycheck? Am I wasting my time with my business? Absolutely not. If you started a business, it was for a divine purpose, and we need your products and services out here, right? So you're not wasting your time if you're a business owner. So, and how is it that some businesses succeed and others struggle? It's because of strategies and knowledge and information and resources that other businesses know about that they're not sharing, that you may not know about. And so today I'm actually going to show you some strategies and resources and some information to help you learn how to have a successful business. And is there anything out there to help small businesses? Absolutely. This is the one thing that is a tremendous tool and resource to help you grow as a small business. So as a business consultant, I run across a lot of questions from small businesses owners. And so these are the top 2 questions that I normally get typically from business owners. So the number 1 question is, how can I get regular paying customers so that I can have a sense of security that I had when I was an employee? You know, so coming from an employee model where, you know, every week, 2 weeks, every month, or however your pay schedule is, you know what your income is going to be, right? So coming from that business model, from that employee model or mindset to a business model to where you're an entrepreneur, you don't really know, especially when you're self-employed and you have a customer by customer based model, right? So you don't know that. But the strategy that I'm going to show you today is going to help you learn how to build a business to where you absolutely know every month exactly for the next 2 to 5 years what your income is going to be. That gives you complete scalability and the ability to grow your income from that base, right? So, and then also the number 2 question is, where do I find these top paying clients, which I'm going to show you on today's webinar as well. But before we get into the meat of everything, I want to remix 3 common misconceptions about business. So here's the first misconception. You should plan to make 0 profits in your first 1 or 2 years of business. A lot of times as an entrepreneur or a business owner, you hear that, right? And that is like the normal saying. If you go to like the SBA or different types of business hubs for small businesses, this is what they normally tell you. Even the banks will tell you you don't expect to make a profit within your first 1 or 2 years of business. So that is a total misconception. And then the misconception about it is that you can't be profitable in your first 2 years, but you can absolutely go into business today and be profitable tomorrow. You can. So it's all about your business strategy, your business model, and how you price your services. And so with this business model that I'm going to show you today, you can absolutely start a business today with less than $500 and actually be profitable. And you can actually land, make your profit back within the first couple hours of just providing services. So what happens is with this misconception is that people go into business with this mentality and outlook thinking that, well, I'm not going to be profitable, right? Because somebody has told them that. And so just as we as natural human beings have the ability to attract things into our lives and make things happen by speaking it into existence, we also have the ability to block our blessings and to make things not happen for ourselves, because it's about the energy that you think and the energy that you put out into the universe, right? So the truth is, you can absolutely have a profitable business in your first 1 or 2 years, right? Or the first day, absolutely. So, and here's another true fact. So contractors, which are self-employed, independent, independent business owners, right? They make more than employees, a lot more money than employees any day, because you can also not only work for yourself and have write-offs, but you charge more, right? So contractors are very valuable in today's society. So, and here's a second misconception that I want to kind of demystify. All the business funding programs are designed to help men. How many times have we heard that? Even me as a woman entrepreneur, I've heard that, and I believe that in the beginning. But the misconception is that there's nothing out there for women, and that's completely false. There's a lot of not only grants, resources, and contracts that are specifically set aside for women-owned business or women entrepreneurs, but there's just opportunities for just business services, period, that are just specifically for women. So what happens is when people believe that rumor without doing any due diligence, then, it kind of becomes the norm, right? But the truth is, there's not only grants that are set aside for women, but trillions of dollars in government contracts. I'm talking about top paying agencies who pay women just because you're a woman in business for your products and services. And like I said, it's a total difference between a private client who's an independent person or a small business who's your client, between that and then having a contract with an agency who pay you like 3 to 5 times whatever it is that you're already making with your private clients. So there's absolutely money for you, and you just have to know where it is and how to go after it. So here's the continuation of misconception number 2. The federal contracts that was awarded to women-owned businesses between the years of 2008 and 2017. So that's like a 9-year period. Was $500 billion, $443 million, $197,000. That's just set aside spending that was spent with women-owned businesses. That is huge, right? And also in just 2017 alone, it was 589 million for women-owned businesses. So here's another misconception, the third misconception, that you have no competition. So I always like to bring this up because the misconception is that in this big world where everybody is connected via energy, that you alone can think of something that nobody else has ever thought about. That's totally false. There's somebody else who's thought about it, but what makes you unique is yourself, right? So what happens is when you think this way, a lot of times I've seen business owners get distracted by thinking, you know, people have stole their ideas, and they start focusing on the negative aspects of their business, right? This is their gift, instead of just focusing on the value that they bring into the industry, right? So, and I'm a strong believer in myself. I'm a strong believer in what God has for me is for me. So that's why I share tips and strategies and information like this with even people that's in my same lane, right? Because there's enough on the table for everybody. And like I said, this is a $1 trillion industry, so we can all partake in that. And there's probably a service that you provide that I don't provide. So I just want to, you know, uplift and empower other entrepreneurs with information that I have found to help me in my business, right? So we all know that business without customers is really just a hobby. So if you're in business and don't have any customers, then really you have to ask yourself, what are you really doing? If you're in business and don't have paying customers, then really what are you doing, right? And so this is an opportunity for you to really learn how to get not only customers, but top paying customers who provide an award contracts to you, right? So that it's not a hobby, but it's an actual lifestyle and a business that you can be proud of and build as a legacy. So in order to succeed in business, you have to, number one, be able to know who your customers are, right? Your target market. That's like business 101, right? When you're starting your business, you're writing your business plan, they ask you who is your customer, in that bit normally in your business plan, who is your customer, who is your target market. So in this free masterclass today, I'm going to show you a customer that you probably would have never even considered as a customer, but they not only a customer, but a top paying customer. And then number two, in order to succeed in business, you have to know how much those customers spend on your products and services, which I'm going to show you. In order to, you have to know that in order to know what your market share is or what's on the table for you to partake in, right? So why is this important to you right now? You have an existing business or a business idea, perhaps, and you know your business can be very profitable, but you're not sure how to get it off the ground or to get it from where it is, right? You don't have any customers, or you only have a few here and there, and you know that having regular paying customers is the heartbeat to staying in business. But it's been a slow process, and I've been there. I've had a business to where I've had, in the early part of my business to where I had so many customers in 1 month, hardly any in the next month. So that's instability, right? And so maybe you're on a hamster wheel and you're trying to figure out how to scale your business or break through the earnings ceiling, or you want to make more than you've made in the last couple years in your business. So you really want to know how do you build a business and live the life that you really want to live, right? So here's what I want you to imagine. I want you to imagine for 1 month, and this is a hypothetical example. Imagine for 1 month that you sold your product or service to 10 customers. So imagine getting 10 customers in that 1 month. You gave them a price, and of course, most private customers will ask you for like a discount or a lower price or a hookup or whatever. So let's just say you gave them that lower price because you needed the sale, right? They paid you and then they leave. That's the scenario. So, okay, for this month, okay, you generated enough income to pay your bills, right? And then you hope that they'll come back to buy from you again in the following month, or at least that you will be able to match those 10 sales within the next, few months, so that you can maintain that stability, right? But you may get 1 or 2 sales in the next month, right? So what happens is your business is unstable and your income kind of fluctuates as a self-employed independent business owner, because you don't have any regular paying customers yet. So that's why contracting is so key to helping you build that stability. So now I want you to imagine having a client who pays you top dollars, right? Not just just think about whatever it is that you charge your private client, and then you multiply that by 5, right? So these are top paying clients who actually pay that much, right? So now I want you to imagine having a top paying client that pays you 3 to 4 times your regular price and gives you a 3 to 5 year contract, right, for your products and services that you're already providing. So for the next 3 to 5 years, right, what your monthly income is going to be. That's stability. So let's say that you have 5 clients just like that, right? And for the next 3 to 5 years that you have that consistent income, you have those 5 clients, month after month what your income is going to be. And there's no limit to how many clients you can get just like this. So now you have stability. And this right here, this business model, this information that I'm going to share with you today is going to show you exactly how to have stability as a small business entrepreneur for yourself by having this business model implemented into what you're already doing, right? So if you're a small business owner, I'm willing to bet you've had to convince some people to buy from you at one point or another, maybe in the beginning, right? You've even had to decide whether you're going to be self-employed or have to go back to work because you need consistent income and stability to stay self-employed. I've been there. I've been on that fence. I've been to where like 1 month my income was good. The next month I didn't know for the next few months. Nobody can live like that, especially like in this day and age where there's like total inflation everywhere. And I live in San Francisco, so it's like ridiculous expensive out here, right? So you have to have stability. So what I'm going to show you today is information that's going to be a complete game changer for you. I call it the $1 trillion secret to government contracting because most small business will never know that it even exists. It's been here for millions of years and nobody even knows really that it exists. And so I've created, I made it my purpose and my mission to share with other people because of the stability that has brought me in my own business. And you guys are going to get, after this webinar, you're going to receive an email that gives you this $1 trillion secret ebook for free. So be on the lookout for that. So imagine if you were getting 50 new contracts per year, right? Most of which are valued at $20,000 or more. So this is a very modest number. The contracts that I've seen are very much larger than that, but I'm just using a modest number for an example. But just imagine you have 50 customers that gave you $20,000 or more, right? In a contract, right? And we're talking about $20,000. That's, you can get that in the day working with these clients or a week, right? So that's like $1 million, right? That's $1 million business right there. So let's just imagine if you got paid to provide that same service or product that you already have right now, but instead of working 40-hour work weeks like an employee or working, 12 months, right? You're working 2 to 4 days out the month, right? Per client. And that's huge. That's leverage. That's why contracting is so important for small businesses because you buy your time back. You have freedom, right? It doesn't take you full hour days to work for these clients or whole 30 days to work for those types of, numbers, right? So, and then imagine if customers started faithfully sending you requests for proposals, because that's going to happen. Once you start building relationships and getting these clients, then they're going to start reaching out to you and giving you opportunities and referring your services, right? For other agencies to use your services and paying you top dollars for your service. So just imagine that. So here's my story. I grew up in Baby Hunters Point, San Francisco, which is like an inner city area, the hood. And I'm the fourth of 7 children who grew up in a single family household. So I had, my mom was a single parent. She raised 7 kids by herself, and that was hard, but she was a nurse. And so she worked, she was a middle class, working class citizen. But like I said, growing up in San Francisco is really nice. It's never been easy. But, we struggled a little bit, but we didn't have a whole lot. We didn't have that home, that house. We drove a station wagon, all that stuff. But I knew at an early age how to appreciate the best of my situation, how to appreciate the little and value that, right? But I also gained a desire to do more and be more and to not pass down that same working class mindset that I was passed down, right? Mom did the best that she could, but I knew that struggle wasn't a lifestyle that I wanted to, to lead and to live, right? So I was the first one in my family to go to college. I was the first one in my family to really get a great job, after college and to, and then I wasn't really happy with working for somebody else. So I knew that I had a lot more to offer. I was working for SBC Communications, or AT&T now Communications. And probably straight out of college, I probably was making about almost $90,000, $80,000 to $90,000 a year. But these are 40-hour work weeks, right? These are long 40-hour work weeks plus overtime, plus every opportunity I had to work double time and a half for the holidays and stuff. I took it, right, in order to do that. But there was so much more while I'm at work. I'm thinking about all these ideas and business strategies and all of the skills that I have. And I had so much more to give. So it was a burden for me. So I knew right away within my first, 9 years of working for that company that working for somebody else wasn't for me. right? Maybe you've been there. Maybe you've worked for somebody else and you understand, like, when you're at work, you're thinking about all these other things that you could be doing, right, for yourself, right? Instead of building someone else's dream, you're missing out on the opportunity to build your own dream and your own legacy. And so when I started my first business, I'm going to share with you that I didn't really know anything about business, right? I didn't know anything about where to go, how to start it up. All I know is I needed a business license and a name. That's it, right? And so when I first started my business, I went after customers that were my friends and relatives and family and community or whatever. And so I had that inconsistent income, right, that I shared with you in my illustrations. But then I learned about this $1 trillion secret to government contracting. And this is specifically how I landed my first $70,000 contract, working for just 28 days. That was it. Part-time days, mind you. I was only in the field for like 2 hours a day. So 2 hours a day for 28 days, like in a $70,000 contract. So that's just how powerful this tool and this business model is, because I virtually pretty much just replaced my 40-hour plus work week income for just 28 days of working for myself. So if you're in business for yourself, man, that's just the beginning. But congratulations for starting a business. Now it's time to figure out how you're going to scale your business and grow your business. So that's why this information is so key. So, landing a $70,000 contract attracted like different articles, different news people, because I was honored here by the Trans-Bay Transit Program for being a photographer. This is for photography services that I did on a multi-billion-dollar project as a woman-owned small business that's an African-American. And so I'm going to show you how to leverage your status, your ethnicity, and your disadvantaged status as a small business to get contracts like this. So then what happened? It happened to me again. Here's what happened to me. I thought maybe, it was just a fluke, right? And so I'm going to put the system in place, and I learned the strategy. And then I see that it started working for me. And then I landed another and another and another. So the numbers were like varied depending on how many days I needed to be out in the field. But it was like, this is all for photography services. So it was like 25,000, 61,000, 35,000. And these were like not for 40-hour work weeks. These were like go out once a week for a 12-month period or whatever, but it was very, very minimum work to make this type of income, right? And so then it happened to me again. So 35,000, 20,000. So like you see, the numbers vary, but it all depends on what industry you're in, because everybody's in different industries. So people who are in tech are, people who are in marketing, social media, people who are in like construction or have a janitorial firm, the numbers are even much larger, right? So, and then here's another one, a $40,000 contract. So I'm just showing you this not to brag about what I've made, but to show you that this is real, and it's a real opportunity for you to really scale your business. So just think about that. When you think about the customers that you currently have, have you ever gotten a $30,000, $50,000, $70,000, $80,000 contract with just one customer, right? I doubt it, right? So, and then this is another contract where I learned how to leverage my services and work with other teams, right? So this is an actual team who won this is like a $9 million contract, and I got a small portion of that as a woman-owned small business. So that was my first $6-figure dollar contract as a woman-owned small business. So shout out to say, so imagine if I could show you how to land 8% of a $12 million opportunity. And there's opportunities out there. Like I said, it's a $1 trillion industry. Would you want to know how to do that? You're in the right place if you're thinking, I really want to grow my business, get paid top dollars for my services, and generate consistent income, period. You're in the right place, because I'm going to show you those things. So the number one big secret to all of this, how it works, is getting certified, right? That's the key. Small business certification is a program that is designed to help groups that are typically marginalized and disadvantaged to get access to contracting opportunities. So it's set aside contracts for people who are in groups such as, women, minorities, Native Americans, Hispanics, Latinos, Chicanos, like ethnic groups, right? Disabled veterans, but also LGBT. All of those groups have been marginalized and have disadvantages when it comes to having access to business resources, business funding, and all of those things. And so there's contracts that are set aside, and you have to have the certifications, which is very, very easy to get. And so you're going to receive a book, an ebook, a free ebook called The $1 Trillion Secret to Government Contracting. It'll go over, some of those different types of certifications that you can have, and a little bit of information just to introduce you to that, what it is, right? But basically, getting certified with the government, there's it's called small business certification. So, and here's a fact about that. Did you know that every government agency, and you think about all the government agencies, there's local government, there's state, and then there's federal. And underneath all three levels of government, there's tons of agencies. We're talking about fire department, the police department, public utilities. We're talking about health and human services. We're talking about treasury, city councils, there's so many different agencies just on the local level alone, right? So in all of those agencies, just think about how many there potentially could be, have contracts that are set aside for you. And you need to know how to go get that, right? So typically, any business that has under 50 employees, and is different depending on what industry you're in, but the small business threshold can be found on the SBA website. So basically, if you have under 50 employees and you're making under 14 million for basic businesses, then you're considered a small business. So then that means there's small business certifications, contracts that are set aside for you. And then the guidelines for micro small businesses like myself, which is not even making millions and millions of dollars just yet, the guidelines are even smaller, right? So the point of the story is to say, for instance, the gas and electric company, wherever you are, let's just say gas and electric, right? Let's just say they procure over $200 million per year for the services and products that you provide. Now, if their mandated goal, and I said mandated, these are obligations, right? It's not an option for these agencies to give these contracts away. It's an obligation. So if their mandated goal is to give 6% to a certified woman-owned business or a minority in business or to a small business, right? Then that means there's $12 million on the table for you. And there's real money out here. So I'm going to actually show you some real numbers, some real information, like I said, that's been hidden in plain sight. And once you know how to go out and look for this information, then you'll know there's market share, there's opportunities for you out there. So the first website I'm actually going to go to is NAICS.com. So I'm going to take you over there. Here we go. All right. So I'm going to take you over to NAICS.com. So basically, this is the industry code website where you would go to find your, what industry code you belong to. So basically, you go to this website, NAICS.com, and you click on Find Your NAICS code, and it's going to have a keyword search. So I know there were some people who registered who put in they do baking, their skincare, their social media marketing companies, and so I'm just going to look up some of those. But if there's anything in particular that you do that you want to post in the chat that you would like for me to take a look at and look up as well, so you can see the numbers for that, or you can look at the numbers later, just let me know. Post it in the chat. Well, sorry about that. Clicked on the wrong link here. Okay, so basically, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to look up baking, because I thought that was very interesting. Baking, I met this lady on Instagram today who said that she does baking, and so I decided to actually look up how much is actually being spent in baking. And like I said, it doesn't even matter what it is that you do. I guarantee you will find a contract for it and opportunities, and you'll be able to see that these agencies spend money on that. And so commercial bakeries, I'm going to look that up. I'm going to go over to usaspending.gov and do an advanced search for under the NAICS code for baking. I just copied it, so I'm going to paste it. And then I want to look up what was spent by the agencies in the last 2 years, which is 2017 and 2018. And then I'm going to click submit, click search, right? So first I want to show you this right here. These are all of the companies' recipients who were awarded contracts for baking services. There's a lot of them. See if I can open this up a little bit, but there's a lot of them. So there's like Cisco Central, EFX, Ocean Fair International. So all of these companies right here, and I'm going to break it down a little bit more so you can actually see how many of those are small businesses, how many are woman-owned businesses. And so basically, these are the recipients. This is what they were awarded. $2 million, $1.6 million, $1.4 million, $1.9 million. And these are large contracts. So, you know, do you know anybody who bake cakes or provide bread or anything like that who's making this type of money on one customer? No. So look at the dates. From October 21st, 2016 to October 24th. So that's 3 days of services for a $2 million contract, okay? So February 18th, 2018 to February 27th, that's about a week, right? $1.4 million of a contract, okay? And then we're gonna look at overall, over the time in 2017, there was $844 million spent on baking. And then in 2018, $821 million spent for just baking, right? And then I'm going to look at and break it down even more and look at the recipient type. How many of those, how much of that was spent with just women-owned businesses only? 7 million, 7.6 million. 7.6 million in 2018, 7.6 million in 2017, and most likely it's going to be about the same for 2019. So, you know, because I'm looking at the trend of that, right? So, and then I want to see how much was spent on just minority-owned businesses. These are just groups, right? 75 million with minorities, 79 million in 2018 on just minority services. And so this is huge, you guys. So this is huge. Another industry that I wanted to look up the numbers for is skincare. These are just random. I know someone who posted in Facebook or on Instagram that, you know, she provides skincare services. And so I wanted to look up skincare. Cosmetology came up for makeup and skincare, providing those services. And I was like, I wonder if there are contracts that are available for providing such services as skincare, right? So I'm going over to the same usaspending.com, and I'm going to remove baking and replace that with the code for skincare services. And I'm going to I'm going to submit search, click search, right? For 2018 and 2017. So in 2017, $224,000, and 2018, $400,000. But then I want to look at the amount of the contracts on average that people, you know, were awarded. So these are all companies, recipients that were awarded like $234,000, $57,000, $33,000. And we all know people who do makeup. This is like a $4,000 contract. And this is just for like however many days. It's almost a month. This is for 1 day. So maybe they provided skincare products here. Maybe they provided, you know, services here. But these are like large contracts. We all know people who do hair and who do makeup and cosmetology services. I actually saw a contract that was like a $200,000 contract for 1 week for a hairstylist to go into the women's prison to do their hair and make the women feel really pretty. $200,000 for 1 week. That is huge, right? That's an opportunity. And then I also want to tell you, like, this is just a random search right here, just to show you just how real this is. Anybody can do a contract with these agencies. So I want to put in water bottle service. And these are for people who sell water or have your own water labeling service or whatever. So this is for bottled water manufacturing. Okay, so bottled water manufacturing. So if you have, these are like services that you drop ship and have your label on it, right? So this is very easy to do. So I'm going to put in just for water, just to show you just how real this is. For 2017 and 2018, bottled water manufacturing services, how much was spent? Over time, 164 million, and in 2018, 87 million. But look at the amount of the contracts. It's like 860,000, 2 million, 3 million, 5 million. And these are just like this is a 3-day service. This is a 1-year contract, 3 million. So everywhere from like 1 year to 3 years to 5 years of contracting. But I would just want to look at for minority owned businesses, how much was awarded to them. This is a $10 million contract. And it was for like 3 months of services to a minority owned business, right? This is a $97,000 contract, $33,000, and they vary. So who cuts the checks for these types of services, right? This is where you will find out who cuts the checks for your industries. Here are the agencies: Department of Homeland Security, and this is the actual sub-agency, which is the Federal Emergency Management Agency. So these are U.S. Customs, Department of Navy, Federal Acquisition Service, Public Building Services, so Department of Army. These are all the agencies who actually wrote the checks for these recipients to provide that service. And then I'm actually just gonna look up one additional, and it's gonna be for marketing, because I know a lot of people who does like social media marketing or have billboard services. So I'm actually gonna look up one additional marketing consulting services. So this is the code for that. I'm gonna plug it into the next code here to USA spending for those 2 years. And then I'm gonna look at what was spent. So looking at time, this is 3.2 trillion. You see that T right here? That's trillion, 3.2 trillion. 2018, 3.3 trillion. So it's a lot, right? And the numbers vary, like I said, depending on what industry you're in. But I'm just curious to see how much of that went to women-owned businesses. And as it's gathering this data, here we go. So 26 billion. So this is billion here, 26 billion, and then 29 billion. So that's like 30 billion in 2018. So that's huge, right? And how much is going to minority-owned businesses as a whole. And women are included in the minority in that group. So $51 billion in 2017 and 56 in 2018. So I just wanted to show you the real numbers. That is how you actually look up what your industry is. And you probably have to play with like the keywords, whatever it is that you do, the services that you provide. You have to put in, like, for everything that you do in your business, you want to put in the industry, the keyword, find the NAICS code and see how much is spent, right? So this is how you really maximize and break out the different services. So this is an example. If you provide childcare services, in your childcare services, how many different services do you provide? You provide childcare, you provide maybe counseling for the parents or group coaching for parents. Maybe you provide nutrition services because you feed the kids. So you're in the nutrition space. So all of those things you want to break out. So that's just an example, but you want to break out everything that you do in your business. So like for me, I have a multimedia production company. So in my company, I provide photography services, but I also provide video production, website, and graphic design. So those are all different industry codes, and all of those codes are tied to pools of money, right? And so getting back to the presentation, now I'm going to tell you right now, and this is the truth, there's no limit to how many contracts you can have simultaneously. Like I said, you have one contract that's, a year, 3 to 5 years, and you know what that base income is, but you can actually go after multiple contracts and have them simultaneously, because like I said, these are not 40-hour work weeks. You're working for yourself. These are services that you're providing, and however you negotiating your pricing, you're negotiating how many times you go out to provide those services. It all depends on your industry, right? So, and anybody can do this. Like I showed you that, just random water, random skincare, baking services, marketing, like anybody can do this. They have security contracts. I've even seen a contract that was set aside for a disabled vet, and it was for $100,000 to clean up a homeless encampment at a parking lot. And so that is huge. That is huge for small businesses, right? So the government pays you 3 to 4, and I would say even 5 times more than any private individual or private company. And then you can land multiple contracts on the same contract by subcontracting your services. And that's a little bit more deeper information. But this is a $1 trillion industry. So in 2008, there was $2.5 trillion spent on just small business contracting alone. This is just on a federal level. And like I said, there's 3 levels of government, which is like local, state, and federal. So that the numbers that you saw is just on the federal pool, right? And on the federal side. Also, before I get over to, you know, this prime contracting information, I actually wanted to show you some additional information. Let's see. And this is just a bonus I actually wanted to bring up to you. So just so, because I like to give out information and I think it's very valuable to share that type of information. This is a website that hosts most of the federal contracts. So I just want to show you how, just how easy it is to land a contract. So basically, if I go to fpo.gov, I'm going to bring up some contracting opportunities, and that was awarded for baking services, just to use that as an example. So I'm going to go over to where it says NAICS code, and I'm going to type in the code for baking services. There we go. And I'm just, if I click search, it's going to bring up all the contracts that are available and that have been awarded for baking services. So I'm going to look at, this is an award that was recently given last month. On April 23rd. So there was a business who won this contract, right? So if I look at it, the award amount was $297,000. That's huge for somebody who bake cakes or bake pies or bake bread or whatever. That's big, right? So and on this website, I mean, you can kind of break it down to where if you do, let me see, return to opportunities. If you do an advanced search, you can actually look up opportunities that's specifically for woman-owned businesses, right? And then put in the NAICS code. You can look up opportunities that are set aside that's specifically for veterans or for very small businesses or for like service disabled vets. But all of this information is like open to the public. It's free information that the government actually has to report out there. And so people just don't know that it exists. And so that's why they stay stuck, you know, in business. And that's how most businesses fail, because they don't know, you know, that this information actually exists. And so I'm here to share with you that this is valuable information that you can actually go implement. You can actually take everything that you're learning today and go run with it and implement it so that you can start growing your business. So there's 2 ways to land contracts. One is as a prime contractor, and then the second way is as a subcontractor. So basically, the example of a prime contractor, let's just say there's a contract opportunity for, you know, baking bread, right? And you're a baker, so you can go after that as a prime because it matches specifically what you do. So let's just say as a subcontractor, a great example of that is if there's a communications contract out there, right? You're not a communications firm, but you provide photography, which is a part of communications. And in that contract, there's a small scope for photography services. So that's where you would come in to provide just that scope as a subcontractor for a prime who is a communications firm. So those are the 2 most common ways to land contracts. But just starting off, a lot of your opportunities is gonna come from subcontracting opportunities. Most of the contracts you've seen me land came through subcontracting opportunities. Some of them were primes, but most of them came through subcontracting opportunities. And so, like I said, there's 3 levels of government, which is like the local, which is your city and county, wherever you're from, the regional, which is the state that you're in, and then federal is all over the United States. So all 50 states is covered in that. And then these are the different certifications that exist. And there's a ton more, but these are the basics, which is like the local business enterprise. Some local cities call it different, like small business certifications or whatever but there's a local business enterprise, excuse me, I don't even know how I get off that screen, but there's a local business enterprise certification. There's one specifically for minority businesses. There's one specifically for small businesses. There's one for micro small businesses. There's one for women businesses. There's one for economically disadvantaged women-owned small businesses, and that's through the SBA. There's one for LGBT groups, like you have contracts that are set aside if you belong to this group, right? And then there's one for disabled veteran businesses. So these are people who were, served in the Army or the Navy or the military or the Air Force or whatever, and they have a small business now. They're, they have their disability, and now they have a business. So you have an opportunity to really make money. So there's a lot of opportunities out there. A lot of disabled vets don't even know that this stuff exists, and there's like contracts that's out there that's specifically set aside for them, in addition to their VA and like all of these other benefits that a lot of them don't even know that they have. But what do you need to do to get certified? Basically, this is a list of items that is pretty standard across the board for all the certifications. You need a business, first of all. And for your local business enterprise, you have to be in business for at least 6 months, right? For the local certification. But all the other certifications, it doesn't matter. You can start today, get certified today, right? But you need these documents to be certified. So that's basically the EIN, which is like a social security number for your business that's given away for free through the irs.gov website. You need a Dun and Brad number, which is also free, a DMB number. So if you Google DMB for free, then you can actually sign up your business for that. You need 2 years of business taxes. If you have not been in business for 2 years, then you can use 2 years of personal taxes, the first 2 pages only. And then if you have not filed personal taxes or don't have business taxes for whatever reason, then you would just replace that with a letter of explanation as to why you haven't filed in the last 2 years. And then you need a business license, which is like go to your city and county to get a business license, your local business license. In addition to that, you need a lease agreement. Where are you doing business? Whether that's in your home, a virtual office, a brick and mortar office space, or whatever, you need to show proof that you have a lease agreement or a space designated to where you do your business. Then you need to have a copy of your birth certificate to prove your ethnicity, and then a copy of your driver's license to prove your locality, but also who you are, and then a profit and loss statement for your business, which is basically this is how much I've made in this year, this is how much I've spent out in expenses for businesses, and my bottom line is this. And so a bank signature card, so you do have to open up a business bank account, which not only helps you to start establishing business credit, but also it helps you with your certification. So that signature card that you sign upon opening up your bank account is going to be required for you to actually get, start your certifications. They request that. So you have to have a business bank account that is in your name, your business name, right? Not your personal account. Articles of incorporation is basically the state document that you file if you're establishing an LLC or a corporation. If you have a sole proprietorship, there's of course no articles of incorporation. There's just your local business license instead. And then a Schedule K is only needed if you have stocks in your business. So what type of agencies can you do business with? Like I've named off a few in the beginning of the masterclass, just like the city treasurer. So that's for people who do like anything with finance, financial literacy, budgeting, accounting, payroll, like any of those type of motivational, anything that has to do with money, treasure, investing, right? So you can actually link contracts with them. The fire department are always looking for uniforms and equipment and like trucks and fleet and all of that. So if you're in that space, there's an opportunity there. Unified school districts, you can teach courses, financial literacy, janitorial services, provide supplies, office and school, book supplies, everything. Even the library has contracts for you for those who are like book authors and have access to getting wholesale books and all of that stuff. So like these are just some of the agencies, and there's a lot. So, but in addition to like the government agencies that I'm showing, there's a whole nother world on the corporate side, on the corporate side, which is like Apple, Kaiser, IHOP, Chevron, 500 Fortune companies that are privately owned. They have their own programs under supplier diversity programs where they provide contracts to minority and women-owned businesses and disadvantaged businesses. So that's a whole nother pool of just opportunities. And so when you don't know that these things exist, and of course you don't know how to really move forward with your business, but we designed a program to help you step by step here at She's Got Goals with all of this implementation, or you can definitely also just implement it on your own. So I've personally landed over $250,000. Actually, that number has grown since this last screen. This slide hasn't been updated in a while, but that number has grown. So really, it's over like $600,000 and growing in government contracts for my business. And I discovered what I coined the $1 trillion secret to government contracting, and which is why I wrote the ebook $1 trillion Secret, because it's a secret, right? Nobody knows about it, but it's hidden in plain sight. And so I've also received several awards, grants, news articles written on my business success, and have captured the attention of a lot of local politicians who have also given me work through the city. And so when you start doing business with the government, they'll start recognizing and acknowledging you. And then agencies, people will see that, you're really thriving in business, and they want to be a part of your success. And so they'll start giving you opportunities, right? So, one single contract alone I generated was like $35,000 for just 60 part-time days of work. I've assisted over 100 entrepreneurs and those who aspire to start businesses with getting started and launching a business, with small business certifications. And I've also built a network of several entrepreneurs that I mentor in business through my small business mentoring program. And so I also was able to hire my first employee part-time, just because of like the success I've had here, and also freelance out work to other freelancers. And so I created this business to help others, which is my consulting firm. So as you can tell right now, so I started my multimedia business, and then I created this consulting firm, She's Got Goals, to help other entrepreneurs, empower them with information, resources, and tools that has helped me to grow in business, because I feel like it's our duty as entrepreneurs, especially minorities and women in business. If we learn something about business and we learn about programs, that we should share that with other people instead of harboring it and keeping it to ourselves, right? Because it's $1 trillion industry. You saw the numbers, you see the contract opportunities. Can't no one business do all of that, right? We need a whole tribe. And if other nationalities and other groups are going after those types of contracts, I think we should too, right? And so what I've just shown you is the exact system that I call the $1 trillion secret. It's a system that I personally used and landed over $500,000 in contracts in the past 3 years and growing. And I did that as a small business owner, just like you. I'm no different from you, right? I just found something that actually works for me. And right now, let's just recap everything that you discovered today. First, we talked about how to get top paying clients for your business. We also learned where to find these clients at and how much they spend on the products and services that you provide. And finally, we also, covered how to position your business to land contracts with them, which is through small business certification. So this is the checklist of everything that we said we were going to cover today. And we actually covered all of those checklists: how to land top paying clients, how much they spend on the products and services you provide, who cuts the big checks for the industry that you're in, and you know how to look that information up, and how to participate in this $1 trillion industry, right? So I just want you to think about yourself, your business, what product and service that you have that's so valuable that, you need to position your company to start landing some of these top paying contracts, right? Because if you're in business and you're not looking to grow, right, then really you have to think about, is business being in business is for me? So everybody that's in business should be looking for customers, should be looking for ways to grow their business, but also, beyond all the contracts and beyond all the money and information, I want you to think about the transformation, right? That is the most important part. Like, what will something like this vehicle or something like this strategy bring to you? Like landing your first contract, like how would that make you feel? Like, would you be able to have time freedom? Would you be able to fire your boss? I've had people who join my program and be with a simple goal to just work for themselves, fire their boss, right? Would you be able to build a legacy? Just think about the transformation. Would you be able to travel and be a philanthropist and give back to your community and give back to a cause that you really believe in? So for some people, this might just be another way to make money, but for others, it's deeper than that. It could be retirement, it could be savings, it could be, you can change your zip code where you live. And there's actually a demand for your services. For me, it's been a little bit of all of those things. It's been transformation, it's been freedom, it's been security, and knowing that what my income, my base income is, and that there's stability in what I'm doing. I've been able to spend more time with my family and not have to worry about going back to a traditional 40-hour work week, right? But also, most of all, out of all of these things, what I value the most is being able to show other people how I did it. And so teaching, just empowering other entrepreneurs with these skills and these tools and this information. So I know what you're thinking right now. You're like, hell yeah, I'm in. What do I need to do, right? So I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do. So like I said, you can take everything that you've learned on this webinar, and you're actually going to receive a replay where you can, go back and watch it again, take notes, all of those great things, right? And you can implement everything that I said. Is researchable. It's everything. I laid out the strategy for you to go implement it. But I also would like to invite you to work with me as your coach, where I can help you step by step implement all of the strategies here through my live coaching program called the Contracts Readiness Accelerator Training, which is 6 weeks of accelerated training, to where at the end of the 6 weeks, you're actually certified and ready to start bidding on contract opportunities. So let me tell you a little bit about this program. So Contracts Readiness Accelerated Training is $49.97. It's 6 weekly group coaching sessions that's valued at $3,000. You get weekly Q&A sessions, clear roadmap, and contract readiness checklist, so you know exactly what to do each week. That's a $300 value. But also you get weekly homework assignments to keep you accountable at a $400 value. Access to a member-only private Facebook group where we have members and alumni who are empowering each other and posting all of their testimonials, which is awesome. But you also receive free resources, workbooks, ebooks, templates, email copy, and outreach to help you with the strategy of implementing everything that we're going through in the program. But also you have direct access to me as your coach, right? As you can see, I'm very knowledgeable. I've mastered the system, and you have me as your coach for the 90 days that you enroll in the program, which is beyond the 6 weeks. So for 90 days, you have me as your personal coach, including all my knowledge from helping other clients and successfully doing all of the above for my own business. That's like a $497 value. But you also get my unwavering enthusiasm, support, and brain power to help you achieve your goals. And in this training, you learn how much the government spends on your products and services on every level, local, state, and federal. You also learn how to qualify your business for local, state, and federal contracts, who cuts the checks for all of those industries, and then also 3 ways to increase your income with this amazing strategy by maximizing on opportunities. And then you also learn how to find and respond to contract opportunities, which is what it's all about. So there's a simple step process. I call it the 3-step BCP, which is like 3 steps: get your business in order, get certified, and then submit proposals. So that's my 3-step BCP methodology. I created that on my own. But not only do you get all of this information and all of this training and knowledge, but you also receive a lot of bonus lessons that I go over. We cover a fundable business foundation, where you learn how to position your business to get the banks to say yes to lending, for loans, right, for financing and everything. But you also get business branding tools, and resources at a $99 value, business credit basics, so you learn how to take your business foundation and build business credit for yourself, so you can also leverage that to generate wealth. And then you also get the introduction to corporate contracting, supplier diversity, which is like how you land contracts with corporations, and 3 free months of business coaching and development by me. So this all together, between the bonus lessons and the live coaching program, that's over $75.87 for the investment, or value, not the investment, but the value. But today's special webinar offer, for a limited time only, you can get enrolled in the course for $19.97. That's $1,997, or you can break it over to 5 payments of $439.20. Now I say that because I understand what it's like to be a small business, right, who wants the coaching program. So that's why we made it very convenient and affordable. $19.97 for a limited time. It's only going to be available for like the next 10 days, or you can do installment payments over a 5-month period, right, which is very convenient. And if you have a more specific financial situation to where you want a more custom payment plan that works with your budget, then you will just have to get in contact with me, and I'm willing to work with you on that. But I made this super simple to implement. There's zero excuses. We have all type of payment plans and options for you to enter, but also even further, if you want to know and see specifically, you have questions about your industry and specifically what you do, you can actually schedule a contracts discovery call to get on the phone with me to learn more about, specifically what opportunities are out there specifically for your industry and how to grow your business there. And we can get on a call before you enroll in the course as well. You would do that by going to calendly.com/she's got goals. That's calendly.com/she's got goals. So here are some of the testimonials of people who are currently in the program and they're kicking butt, right? These people, it's a 6-week program. They're already bidding on 6-figure contracts, right? They're already meeting with contracting offices and with the SBA and going to meetings, and they're actually kicking butt, and they've barely just graduated out of the course. And so I'm just going to read a couple of them. So LaTanya Mason says, she's actually from the Bay Area. We have an awesome instructor. I went to the Woman on Small Business seminar at the SBA in San Francisco. I was so prepared from working with Karwanna Dyson that I was answering all the questions. They were so impressed with me that they said I needed to come work with them or for them, basically offering me a job. Thank you to our fierce instructor, Go Karwanna. Okay. And then also, I just left CJ Smiley says, I just left the pre-certification workshop, and everything that Karwanna teaches and shares with us is 100% accurate. Also, I found out the easiest certification to get and the most beneficial one to me is the MSDC. However, I'm getting everything I can. They also said getting contracts is 80% networking. If no one knows you, chances are slim that you won't get a contract. So networking is key. Again, thanks for Karwanna for sharing this priceless information. And so there's like a bunch of testimonials. People are actually implementing it. I make it very easy to roll out. And it's like I'm step by step there, hands-on with you. And then like Tiffany Cowan, which I'm very proud of her. She's got, she just got her submittance for her Dun & Brad. So this is a person who's been wanting to start a business for like a few years and was just stuck and didn't know the strategy, didn't know the steps. And now she's made tremendous progress in her business. And so also, in addition to the live coaching program, I do have an on-demand training program, which is do-it-yourself. You don't receive my live coaching and my my mind share there, but you do have email support. And this is an opportunity for you to enroll in the course at a lower price for like a one-time payment of $9.97 if that works better for you. But here are the two options. There's opportunities for you to make a choice. Live coaching program where you get my live coaching, my live on-demand service, which is a limited time offer for $19.97 or 5 payments of $439.20, or you can do the on-demand service for like a limited time offer, one-time payment of $9.97. So there's options. I made it very super simple for you. If you're looking for, a more custom payment plan, of course, just schedule a call with me and we'll talk about that and discuss and, strategize on the opportunity for you to, create a custom payment plan. But also, like I said before, if you have a specific question about your industry that you want to know about the contracts for and have additional questions before you enroll, go ahead and schedule a contracts discovery session with me at calendly.com/she's got goals. And to enroll in the course, you want to move today. You want to take advantage of the discount that we have, the limited time offer for the $19.97 or the installment payments. Text the keyword get clients to 797979. Go out and take out your phone and do that anyway. Text the keyword get clients as one word to 797979, and then there will be a link for you to enroll in the program and to explore the different payment options available as well. So that's pretty much it. Right now, I'm going to open up for questions and see if you have any questions. Hi, Lorna. I see that you joined us. And I'm going to unmute you guys and see if there were any questions at all. Did anybody have any questions about anything? I know I kind of covered a lot of information. So did you guys have any questions about anything that I covered during the class? How many of you are ready to go ahead and implement these strategies into your business?
Absolutely.
Awesome. All right, so great. So yeah, so you guys are going to receive an email. Somebody's in the chat. So you guys are actually going to receive an email with the $1 trillion secret. Go ahead and get clients to 797979 to get enrolled in the course. And you can also schedule a discovery session if you have additional questions to connect with me at calendly.com/she's got goals. But thank you so much for joining us today. Patsy, yep, 797979. It will be text the keyword, it's one word, get clients to 797979 on your phone, and you'll get the link. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and be on the lookout for the replay so you'll be able to watch this training again. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.